Okay, so we have at our disposal here a network. We're connected to it. We've done our data link layer stuff, our network infrastructure, so we're punched down and terminated. We've assigned an IP or received an IP address, so we are now connected to a network. What if I'm just coming in and sitting down and wanting to, I don't know anything about this network yet. I was told by my boss to go fix a problem, and I'm not familiar with this particular branch of the network, right? Where can I go to find out information to see what network I'm a part of? How can I find my IP address on a machine that I have not used before? So we're going to use a command line utility to give us that information. I'll show you just a little bit about it. And it's not a very powerful utility, but it's a very useful one. So the utility we're going to use is ipconfig. There's going to be a whole bunch of stuff that comes up. Boom, you'll see a whole bunch of things there. You'll notice I have several adapters here. Ethernet 2, right? Ethernet, and there's also a Wi-Fi adapter if I can read through the gobbledygook and find it. There it is. Right? So the normal two that you're going to deal with are going to be your Wi-Fi adapter and your Ethernet adapter. Now, a couple things about this. Wireless LAN is the network card, and Wi-Fi is the name this computer uses to identify that network card. So Ethernet adapter, that's my wired network card, and this computer calls that Ethernet. We can rename those to be whatever we want. On a lot of my work machines, I'll often rename Ethernet to be wired, right? And Wi-Fi makes perfect sense to me, right? So we can rename those anything we like, but look at what ipconfig has done for us. Now, currently my Wi-Fi adapter is off, but look at what it's given me for my wired adapter. Right? Here I have an IP address, boom, and I have a subnet mask, yay. So those two numbers together give me my network. I now know what network I'm a part of. I know it's a class C. I know it's a class full address scheme, meaning I'm using all the numbers in the last octet for my hosts, and my particular IP address is .38. So the network I'm a part of is 192.168.1. Right? That's my network. Right? Actually, .1.0, that's my network. What's missing, however, is my physical address. So I can find that out too. So let me do ipconfig with a switch. So I'm going to say all. So I want to see all of the information about my IPs, and it's going to give me just a bigger list. Now, thankfully, the last item on the list is my Ethernet adapter, and I'll give you a second to look, but I'm sure you can find the physical address or the MAC address. And right there it is. Right? Boom. There's my MAC address. Now, MAC addresses can be written in two different ways. Microsoft likes to write it as 70-85, and you might also see them as 70:85. Right? Just two different ways of denoting that MAC address. Depending on what system you're using, you're going to have to use the dash. If you're doing it at Microsoft, for example, if you want to spoof your MAC address, use the dash. In other things, when you're setting up, you're going to use the semicolon, or the colon, excuse me. What's the difference? Nothing. Semantics, syntax. Some programs like it one way, other programs like it another. But bear in mind, you'll see those in two different flavors. It also tells me a couple other things. We won't worry about the rest of it. Lease time, DHCP server, we're getting to that. For now, focus just on, just on the fact that I have my network information and I have my physical address by using the /all command. So now I have pretty much everything I need to know about my network, if I'm just now sitting down to it. Okay? So that's your first command line utility. There are many others that we use to investigate our network. So we have ping, which tests connectivity to other devices, and we have ipconfig, which tells us which network we're a part of, right? So if you have any questions, you know where I'm at.